my mate Dave said I needed a website. Okay, well, a lot of people don't realise it's nowadays there's not just websites. There's obviously social media, there's different platforms, different blogging platforms. You could be anywhere and everywhere on the internet nowadays. It's not just having your own website, but that is one option. So you can build your own website. Brilliant. You can build your own website. Absolutely. That is not a problem. One key thing to look out for is what I mentioned before in the pricing. Sounds really, really good to start with, but money creeps up. It's just that level of professionalism that you want. Hi and welcome to the Breakout Business Podcast, small business podcast for small businesses. And today we're talking all about websites. So, websites. Do you actually need a website? Number one. If you do need a website, what's it for? How are you going to update it? All these questions. And if you have looked at a website before, is your first eek moment going to be, oh my God, this is going to cost me thousands? So one I'm here to talk to you about, which is rare for us, but it's a bit of a sales pitch when it's not a sales pitch because that's not how we work, but just to explain a bit about what we do. And we've got some new options for working with us or us helping with websites. But also just a general conversation about it because a lot of people don't realise it's been obviously way back when in the 90s the internet arrived and we all talked about websites that we've got to be on the internet, we've got to be here, whereas nowadays there's not just websites. There's obviously social media, there's different platforms, different blogging platforms. There's something called Substack, if anyone knows about Substack. There's directories, if you're industry and specialist in directories. So you could be anywhere and everywhere on the internet nowadays. It's not just having your own website, but that is one option. So the classic example I always use is whether you need one or not, which I'm really sorry anyone else who does websites, you might kill me for saying this, but not everyone needs a website. And that's when I had someone come in and he said straight away, okay, I need a website. Can you set me up a website, an Instagram and Facebook profile? And I'm like, okay, well, what do you do? And he said, I'm a gardener. How far are you going to travel? Well, just the village and surrounding, sort of 3 miles. Okay, so to have a website, obviously you want to be at least national, if not international. And it's a bit more of what you're showcasing on there. So are you having products? Are you having bookings? Are you going to run a booking system through it? How's it going to work? You showcasing all your services? Like what's the reason? My mate Dave said I needed a website. Classic. If anyone else in any trade, it's that my mate Dave said, or mate down the pub said. So, which Dave can be a bit annoying at times, I'm sure everyone finds. But my mate Dave said I needed a website. Okay, well, you're a local gardener. You're travelling 3 miles. What do you do? Well, cut hedges, cut grass, X, Y, and Z. Okay, I don't think you need a website for that. Oh, okay. Well, you're doing, as someone said to me for similar lines, you're not a very good businesswoman, are you? Well, maybe not. But at the same time, I don't want to sell people stuff and take their money when if we build your website and you're not going to update it and you're not going to do anything on it, where's it going to go? Fall off of Google. Best place to hide a dead body? Page 2 of Google. Everyone's just looking at page 1. They're looking at Google My Business, Google Maps, etc., etc. So that's another point of if you did Google My Business, you're still going to come up on Google. The same as if you have a public Facebook page, you're still going to come up on Google. So not necessarily do you need a website. So the conversation went on, talked him out of a website because that's how great I am at business. But also it's Facebook page and Instagram page. So straight away, I was like, okay, do we need an Instagram page? Are you going to update at least once a week with an image? What? Well, if you have an Instagram profile, you're going to have to update it once a week with an image. Oh, probably not. Okay, let's just create a Facebook page because ultimately, being a local service, not traveling more than 3 miles, you can build up your reputation, somewhere to go, a public Facebook page will show up on Google, and ultimately, if people search for you, or people ask, as they do in on Facebook, does anyone know a gardener? People can tag your page or tag you and put your number, and they can call you up. So we ended up creating a Facebook page, and side note, we actually created an advert for the Village Parish magazine as well. Came back in 6 months later. Can you close my Facebook page? Got too much work. So actually, your target audience, or his target audience, was from the parish magazine. It was just people picking up, and then ultimately it's word of mouth. He's got his name on the side of his van, and that's how he picked up work. And now he was at the point of he couldn't take any more work on. Another side note, it was all about customer service. I think I've referenced him in a previous episode as well, talking about customer service, in that he calls every single customer back. Every single inquiry he gets back to them on, which is really, really important and makes a huge difference, because sometimes he'll go back to people and be, yeah, I can't see you for 6 weeks. Fine, we'll wait for you. So anyway, complete side note, back to websites. So the important thing, number one, is to decide, do you actually need a website? Will you use it? Is it going to explain to people what you do in a bit more detail? Is it that you're not just a gardener, plumber? And when I say just, I mean what you do can be summarized in one word. Are you a local service? Are you not a local service? Do you want that way of subscriptions? Do you want product sales? What is it you want out of a website? Because there are some people that don't need a website at all. However, if you do, or you do really particularly want something, and we agree with Dave that you should have a website, then we've brought out new options. So traditionally, if you wanted a website, you would go to, and I say traditionally, I'm talking way back when, you go to a website designer, they would build you a website. You pay standard for hosting, no matter what, because that's your place on the internet. You have to buy your home, like buy your patch of land almost on the internet. And that's what hosting is. So you have that annual fee, no matter what. Then, which is very important to note, that for example, we charge £145 a year for annual hosting. People charge differently. Some people charge monthly. However, it's important to know, is that a fixed charge forever? Will it go up? Because some website companies, it does go up when it double, triples. It goes up quite a lot, quite quickly. So that's important to do your research on. But hosting is your annual fee. And as I say, traditionally, sit with a website designer. They would build you your website. They would do everything for you, which still happens and is something we still do. So a lot of web designers or website companies will do exactly that. They'll take your logo, your branding, your content, your design, how you want it. And when it comes to cost on that, the sky is the limit. It depends. Do you want something moving kind of funky? Do you want different colours? Because you will start with what we call is themes or templates to design that website on. And when I say it's a theme, it will be that the menu is up the top in the left-hand corner. The social icons are at the top in the right-hand corner. So you're just changing, or your designer's changing, the colour scheme, your logo to fit. Ultimately, the overall theme and design will be exactly the same. And that still happens. Or you could go fully bespoke. You can have home up in the top left, about us in the top right, and that's a fully coded bespoke website. So obviously, the more differences, the more design, the more time, like with any piece of work, the more cost goes up. So on average, a website can start from about $750 for the full design on it, because it can be a lot of work, which is interesting because we get a lot of pushback on that actually it's just, well, you chuck my logo on it, you chuck my content, chuck pictures, there it goes. No, there's a lot of techie work. There's the background work. There's the backlinks. There's site mapping it to Google. So, when you Google someone and it doesn't just come up with their homepage, it will come up with 4 other pages, all for the same website. That's how you know it's been mapped properly. So not only are you page 1 of Google, your website and all your other pages are on page 1 of Google. So that's really important as well. So there's a lot of technical behind the scenes to help, because again, if that's not done straight away, you won't be found. Google can't search for you. And I'm not going to go into SEO, but there's some really basic SEO things that we've had people come to us and they're like, I've been paying £1,000 a month for SEO. And some of the simple things like the mapping, like the headers, like the slugs, different things like alt tags on pictures. And I'm sure if you've ever inquired about a website, all these things have been mentioned or thrown at you. There's certain things that hadn't been done, which are real basics when it comes up to SEO. What's SEO, do you say? What's another? Admittedly, I dislike acronyms, but it's called search engine optimization, which is exactly that. It's optimizing your website to come up on searches. And that's not just Google, that's Bing, it's DuckDuckGo. Whether you've heard of any of them or all of them, you just need to know that your website is going to be on there, at least anywhere, just come up. Everyone else will throw in keywords as well. So it's keywords. What do you want to be known as? So Breakout, for example, ideally business support, small business support. That's our keyword. Anyone who types in small business support, I want to come up. I want us to be top. Someone rung up earlier. They said we came up top for tech support. So it's really, really important to know what your keywords, what do you want to be known for, which comes into your branding, and your logo and your content. And there's a lot more behind that. So I'm not going to go down an SEO hole because A, I'll bore you, and B, I'll bore myself at the end of the day. But it's really, really important to have that included on some scale. But it's not £1,000 a month. We're not going to charge you £1,000 a month, but you will get the emails offering, oh, your website's really low or it's crap. Literally, the emails say that. Can I help you with some SEO? And 9 times out of 10, it'll start with £500 a month. So that's one option. You can have someone, as long as you've got all your branding, your logos, and you're really confident in your business and brand, what you want to do, 100%, I would get someone to design it for you. Especially if you've got a booking system, product images, or you're selling products on the website. That's really, really important. So stick with that. But as I say, it all comes down to budget. So what we've done is we get a lot of people come to us with either Wix, Squarespace, GoDaddy websites that you can build your own website. Brilliant. You can build your own website. Absolutely. That is not a problem. One key thing to look out for is what I mentioned before in the pricing. Sounds really, really good to start with, but money creeps up. And 2, what the limitations are of it. What can and can't it do? So we know, so we don't use Wix, for example, because they don't, last time we checked, they didn't do .co.uk domains, it was .com domains, and also Wix owns that. You can't pick up and use it. What we use is WordPress. Again, you can go on WordPress, you can create your own website. If you are creating your own website, and this is an option we have, of you just pay us for the hosting, and then you can create your own WordPress website. Brilliant. Why do we like WordPress? Because you can pretty much have any domain you want, and you can pick up and move your website to wherever you want. So when I say pick up and move it, if you're not happy with us, the way we work, or you want someone else to work on it for you, that you own, it is your website, it's your property. So every single penny you've put into that website, from the design, the amendments, the products, everything on that is yours. So that's really, really important. I'll be completely honest with you. The reason why Wix, etc., GoDaddy work really, really well, because they're really easy to design. So they are like DIY websites. So you can, I drop a picture here, I drop some content here, here's a paragraph. WordPress is a bit more technical behind the scenes, but once you've got it, you've got it. And also there's things called website builders. And once you've got the builders in there, you can then do exactly the same. You can drag and drop and move stuff. So it does make it easier for you, but it's really, really important to choose that. My biggest bugbear, which I think I've mentioned on a previous episode, is the Facebook posts nowadays where it looks like I'm posted on my personal page. Oh, I'm looking for people to design their website for free to build my portfolio. All you have to do is pay for hosting. Well, actually, you don't. That is not someone just to build their portfolio. It's a company up north, but a really clever marketing campaign in a way. They have people, and every time they post, you get several comments going, yep, definitely interested. And they DM you, slide into your DMs, which, yes, they do. One issue with that is it's the same template, exactly the same template. So your website, how they can do it for free is it's a very, very simple website. So you want to add a shop on? Oh, you'll have to pay for that. You want to add a booking system? Oh, you'll have to pay for that. You want actually some SEO done so you appear on Google? Oh, you'll have to pay for that. So it goes back to the proper old school. You want a website? Here you are. Here's home. Here's about us. Here's what we do, and here's contact us page. That's pretty much, which is fine, not a problem if that's all you want. But again, there is no point in having a website if it can't be found, if you're not utilizing it for something, if you're not knowing that customer experience and the contacts you part of your communication streams from your customers, because ultimately that's what's important. You want your customers to contact you as quickly and easily as possible. It might be that they already DM you on Facebook and you're fine because you know all your Facebook messages are your business. It might be that they WhatsApp you. Again, all your WhatsApps are your business. That's really important, because if you suddenly chuck up, oh, the website free, we'll throw in a website, brilliant. But the contact page, that's another contact. Oh, it might go for a different email, so I've got to look somewhere else. So if that's another communication stream that you're adding to your to-do list, it's taking away time, effort, and customer relationship management from you. So just be aware of that, because while it's one of those, it sounds like a good deal, and I'm sure in your business there'll be people that offer to do what you do for free, but let us know what you think about that, because I think I try and avoid being negative about other people and doing what we do. So just have a pause and think. But that brings me on to the fact that we have now bought out what we are now calling our good, better, best range. So you can now buy a domain from us. So you can sit traditionally on our website and you can go through and go, oh, I wonder what domain I want. I want it to be thisismyclock.co.uk or imakepictures.co.uk or whatever it is. You can put that in and you can see what domains are available and how much they are. So that, number one, is brand new to us. Really, really important to get your domain right, because you want your domain to match your usernames across all your social media platforms. Then consider your email address, because Farley at Gmail is very different to hello at Breakout or Farley at Breakout. So it's just that level of professionalism that you want. So you can be your brand. And what I do is I know that all of those Farley at Breakout emails are my professional, they're my business emails. If it's Farley at Gmail, then that's my personal email. That's what I'm dealing with personal stuff. So it's easier for me to set my boundaries and know where I am. So that's one thing that's really, really important. So what's the good website from us now? So it is £100 a year. That's it, flat fee, £100 a year. But it's designed to compete with the GoDaddies, the Wix. So it's all DIY. So you designed your website on your own. It's got some builders in there. It's that really basic, just good website that you need a presence on the internet. You want something to direct people to. So if you're giving out flyers, business cards, you need that bit more information than people. So they're not going through and searching through Facebook posts. It's in one place to explain who you are, what you do, homepage, contacts us page. You can't add a shop or a booking system or anything extra like that. But as I say, really, really important to have a place on the internet and a website. So that's our good range. And as I say, flat fee, £100 a year. And it's just £100 every single year. The second one, the better one, is the £145, but it's with WordPress, and you get the WordPress builders. So again, we can support that on some level, but it's again for you to design and have control of your own website. So if you don't want to pay us £750,000, 12,000, again, sky's the limit, a website for you, we can, or we can find some middle ground of getting you a space on WordPress, a website on WordPress. And then the best, obviously, you give us all the information and all the content, and we build that website for you. Which is what we've always done. If it's too much for us, there are some limits of what we can do in terms of coding and bits and pieces. We have got other website companies we work with, know and absolutely love, and we will recommend. I think we had a fairly chunky website a couple of years ago, which was in the six figures, that we recommended someone else local for, because it's just the time and attention that needed. So which I think is always important to note, we know our limits, which everyone does when you're running a business, because you want to give the best possible customer service. So that's why we've brought out these other ranges, because over the last 4.5 years, we've had so many people come to us with a Wix website, I think a Wix website, for example, because they're limited on it and it's not theirs. We've had some people come that they've tied into a contract, and it was £5,000 to get their domain or get any amendments done. We've had people where the free one, for example, that they wanted to add a shop straight away. That's £1,000. Any SEO straight away, £500. Well, we could redesign a whole website for that. So it's really, really important that, yes, am I talking myself out of business? Is this talking and downgrading? No, we're bringing another solution in, because it's protecting people. Because the biggest thing when you're starting your own business is money. Let's be honest with it. Always been transparent about money, and comes down to money. So all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I want a website. Well, that's £1,000 straight away. You're like, well, where am I going to find that from? Set up a Facebook page for free. So, and that's on the internet as such. That's having my place on the internet. So that's why it's really important that we thought these out, because I think people will take websites for granted. Some people will create a website, it sits there and you've forgotten about it. But it's really, really important, because it's putting out there that what you're putting out there for your customers. It's like driving around with a sign written car, or driving around with your flyers and business cards. What you're giving out is all public information. So it needs to be up to date. It needs to be customer friendly. In this day and age, as less clicks as possible, because people don't like clicking. People are used to Amazon. Did they go red? They've gone colours. They go back up again now. They all suddenly went red. People use Amazon. And what happens on Amazon? By the time you're on there, it's telling me exactly what I want to buy. So one click and it's on my doorstep within an hour, or so it feels. So that's what you're competing with. So that's why it's really, really important to be clear and have the information, and also have the website working and up to date. That's really important as well. So the important thing to consider before you have, and we have a website form. So if you ever send us inquiry about what you want, we will send you out a form. Very, very basic. Do you have a logo? Do you have a name? Whereabouts are you in your business? What do you want on the website? Because there's no point me coming to you and going, yeah, 4-page website, this is the cost. Oh, well, I want a shop. Oh, well, obviously that's a lot more pages. If you've got 10 products, 20 products, 100 products, they're all individual pages. So obviously it's more work. I want a booking system. Or if you already got a booking system, yeah, link it through Facebook. Okay, well, we can link that into your website. Or do you want a whole booking system, particularly bespoke to you on your website? It's very different things and ways of working. So we send you out a website form so we can help you decide what is best for you and what is best for you within your budget as well. And it's being open and honest of, do you know what? I've only got £100 a year to spend. That's absolutely fine. Here you go. You can do it yourself. Ah, well, that's a problem. I'm not very techy. Well, in addition to that, we are going to bring out days where you can come and sit with us and build a website in a day. So that £100 doesn't include our support, but you can come and sit and desk hire with us. So this is the benefit of us having our desks. Obviously, if you're local, you can come and sit with us for a day, and that is your day to build your website. So you get, whether you're doing the £100 self builder or the hosting only WordPress one, you can sit and join us. We will be around on hand. So your full day is focused on building your website, getting used to the tech, getting used to the way it works, and you walk away with a website. So have a think about how that would work, because ultimately it's what you want on your website, what you want to use it for, how technical are you, and then what are you going to do ongoing, because you need your website updated fairly regularly. And when I say fairly regularly, you ideally want to be changing something on it, and it could be one word or one picture once a week, just because when Google's being helpful and we're Googling flower photo to come up, you need to, it will go, oh, this website was updated last week, not that one that hasn't been touched in 4 years, which is how you drop off the pages. Very simple terms. There's more to it than that, but it's really important to update it. Are you adding a blog? Highly recommend adding a blog. No one reads the blogs anymore to some extent, but you're having a blog on there for your SEO, for your searches, to explain to people. And people will find it. If you're the type of service or product that people want to do a bit more research on, they will read your blogs. They will go through thoroughly to find out who you are, what you do, how it works. So they're really, really important. And that is the other thing of updates. So, which I'm sure you'll find in your business, is getting those like for like quotes. So where we've learned over the last 4.5 years, one size doesn't fit all at all, but we need to get those quotes in. We need to say, do you want to? So yeah, it's really, really important to get a like for like quote. As you'll find in your business or your product, you have to compare apples with apples. And I'm not talking about a plastic apple with a pink lady apple. I'm literally talking about a pink lady versus pink lady apple, because it's so, so important to get lost in some of this, because I've seen so many quotes and people have come to us and they're like, oh, I was told I could do a website, someone could do a website for me for 200 quid. Yeah, they can, but which is why we've bought the DIY option, because yes, it is fully DIY, but we will find a way, and we found a way for you to come and desk hire, and we can help you out in building that. So go on our website, have a look, and fill in the contact form, and we can send you a website form if you're interested. But also get quotes from other people. We never discourage that. We always think it's really, really important, but to ask them to explain it in your terms, so in your language. So does it include that you'll appear on Google, i.e. mapping it? Does it include, we do Google My Business if you've got a physical location, for example? Does it include the fact that it will be functional? Does it include links? What about updates going forward? How much updates charged for? Can I have my Google testimonials and reviews on there, etc., etc.? So if you're, and we can help with that as well. We can help you get other quotes. If we're not the best fit, that's absolutely fine. But it's just to say that there are cheaper options out there, which exactly we do, but we do it with some hand holding. We do it with that support. So you've got something that's the longevity of it, that you're not going to be charged suddenly £500 a year in 2-3 years time. It's really, really important to us. And that's runs through our ethos all the time. So if you've got any website questions, give us a shout. If we can't answer, the nerd will, or we will recommend someone local who's absolutely amazing as well. So thanks for listening. As always, a small business podcast for small businesses. And if you know someone that's been talking about getting a website recently, please like and share this episode with them. Please subscribe, because it makes a huge difference to a little podcast like ours. And leave us a review. If you've listened and just taken one nugget of information out of this, please leave us a review and let us know what you think, and get in touch. And we'll see you next time. There is so much more we can go through in terms of how to set up a business and what to do. But if you've got any questions, get in touch with us. We're always here to help, because honestly, we really hope this is all free information, and it will really help someone set up a business and really live the life that they want to live, and give them the time and make the money that they need to make their business a success. So as always, for a small business podcast, like and subscribe, because that massively helps us. Leave us a review, and as always, get in touch if you need us, because we're always here for you. Thanks for listening.